All right. Hello, hello. We are live. How's everyone doing out there today?
We are live. It is showtime on a Friday, lovely afternoon, lunchtime. How's it going, guys?
That's right. Today's March 23rd. It is Friday. It is 12 o'clock noon here on the East Coast of the United States in Virginia Beach, Virginia, where we are. For those of you who don't know us, my name is John Gardner. This is my law partner and wife, Radlin Mendoza.
Hey, guys.
And we are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. And we get together with you once every week for 1 hour on Fridays from noon to 1. And we bring you immigration updates. And most importantly, we like to answer your questions. So if you have any questions and you'd like to get some information, let us know. I will warn you that what we do here is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not legal advice. And I also want to say hello to all the folks over here on TikTok, excuse me.
That was a candy from the 70s. Right, you just showed our age, which is okay.
That's right. Who remembers the Tic Tacs? Remember the orange ones? They were like orange flavored.
Yeah, gross.
That's what everybody wants, is little orange flavored candy. But anyway, say hello to everybody here on TikTok who is joining us. If you are on TikTok joining us and you want to get your question answered, I would recommend that you come over to Facebook. It's a little bit easier for us to see the questions over there. All right. So.
Fantastic. So we don't have any questions yet. Now we have changed our time from Wednesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to Friday from 12 to 1 works better for our schedule. Not sure if it works better for everyone's schedule, but for those of you who are watching this later and watching recording, just want to say welcome and thank you for watching a recording. But we will go for as long as you guys will have questions for us to answer. We are ending at 1. This is from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have questions, please get them in. We are here ready, willing, and able to answer them.
Yeah, plus we have been out for a bit, so that could be one of the things some folks may not remember that we're here. We were in Portugal last Friday.
2 Fridays, yeah. We've been traveling.
And so we've been traveling for 2 weeks, and so we've missed some of our time slots, but we should be back on schedule for a bit now.
We were gone for 2 full weeks.
not traveling for 2 full weeks.
Yeah.
Just the way that it landed, we missed some of our Facebooks here.
Correct. Yep. Right. Okay, awesome. I think that we have a couple of questions over on TikTok, which I'd be happy to take and answer. And I wanted to remind everyone that the COVID extensions for things like requests for evidence, notice of intent to deny or terminate, those types of things, that is expiring today, has expired. So there will be no more COVID extensions for those things. You're not going to have any additional 60 days after today, March 23rd. So if you get a request for evidence, for example, after today, then you are going to have to answer that within the allotted time period. The COVID provisions allowed us to add 60 additional days to that due date, but that is going away. Today is the last day. So please be mindful of that. I think that a lot of people did not even know that there was an additional 60 days, but there will not be an additional 60 days after today.
Yeah, real quick, I want to say hello to my nephew, Daniel James. He's usually always watching. So
hey, Dan. What's up, buddy?
Okay, let's get some questions going here. So the first question we have coming over here on TikTok is Yushak says, hello, what does it mean when I called USCIS and they told me an officer is looking at my case?
So there could be, I wouldn't read too much into that. I think that a lot of people, when they say, oh gosh, an officer is looking at my case, they might be a little bit nervous that something is wrong, but an officer has to look at your case. It has to be on someone's desk in order for them to make a decision on the case. So I think it's generally a good thing that your case is being processed and there is an officer that's actually looking at it and hopefully adjudicating it, making a decision in a good amount of time, a short amount of time, I should say. So it's not a bad thing that an officer is looking at your case. Sometimes it can be, but if you give me some more context, like if you already had an interview, or but generally speaking, it's nothing to be worried about.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
It's like your tax return has been filed and you're advised that the IRS is reviewing it. Okay. Next question here is, hi, what is the difference between USCIS and they said NBC, but I don't know if that's a mistake.
Yeah. So USCIS is the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. And I'm going to say that maybe you're talking about the NVC, which is the National Visa Center. It could also be the National Benefit Center, which is that's where your case could go if you file something like an I-130 petition. But so the USCIS, let's just go with the family-based immigration case. So if you file your I-130 petition, your petition is going to go to a USCIS office that will process it. And once USCIS approves your case, makes an approval decision so it can go on to the next stage, and this is for consular processing cases where your relative is abroad, then your case is then transferred to the National Visa Center, the NVC. At the National Visa Center, it's sort of like a document clearinghouse in order to get all the documents that are required for a visa interview, say at the U.S. Embassy in Manila. And at the National Visa Center, it's you will complete your State Department form, the DS-260. You upload your affidavit of support, upload your civil documents, your police certificates, your tax return. A lot of things happen at the National Visa Center, and you will be uploading all the documents that are required for a visa interview. So hopefully that answers your question. There are two distinct steps. That's the easiest way to look at it. Once your case is approved, your I-130 petition is approved at USCIS, and it's a consular processing case, it's going to get transferred over to the National Visa Center for further processing.
Yeah, and if any of you would like to talk to us more about your case, you can reach out to us. Our physical office is located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, on the eastern coast of the United States. However, we have clients all over the country and all over the world, and we do everything virtually. So we can serve you and help you no matter where you are. If you want to give us a call, our phone number is 757-464-9224, or you can email us info@gmlaw.net.
Yes, we would love to talk to you and consult with you and help you with your immigration case.
Absolutely.
And it's great to be back here after being gone for 2 weeks. I hope that you guys have had a lovely entry into spring. It's really beautiful here today in Virginia Beach. It's gorgeous. Yeah. And we're going to get high of 72 today. And yesterday was amazing too. And an awesome sunset. So hello, lovely. Thank you for saying hello. Good afternoon to you too. And God bless you as well. We're looking for some more questions here.
Yeah, let me get back. They reload every once in a while, and I want to make sure that we take them in the order, just like immigration does. We answer the questions in the order that they are received. Immigration processes the cases in the order that they are received, which is why you shouldn't sit on your case any longer. You should call us, consult with us, and then move forward.
That's right. First in, first out is generally how immigration processes your case. So as John said, if you're sitting on the fence about whether to file or when to file, or procrastinating about filing, or just don't have the information that you think you need to file, or whatever the reasons are for your delay in filing that petition or your case or your N-400, just know that you could be wasting time. And I did a video one time and I said, one of the biggest delays of your immigration case, it doesn't have anything to do with the USCIS backlog. It doesn't have to do anything with the National Visa Center backlog. It has nothing to do with that. And one of the biggest delays, and I hate to say this, is you. I mean, we have clients who could have filed something years prior to coming in and contacting us to file it. And, and I get it because, once John and I make a decision to do something, we want it done once we click over and make that decision. But for immigration, you're really harming your case, and you could actually be harming the person that you're filing for if they age out, all kinds of things. So don't be the one that's holding up the case because you haven't made a decision to do it for whatever reasons. There could be financial reasons, and I say make it happen. Right? Find a way, right? Find a way to make it happen.
I'm sure you can find
all the excuses, all the
financing that you need to do the most important thing in your life, which is to get your immigration case squared away.
Yep. And yeah, I really didn't mean to come at you guys just lecturing.
I did.
I feel like I've been lecturing from night to day, it's like kids, and we're not lecturing. It's all completely 100% coming out of love and concern, just because we've seen
so many times.
We've seen people wait 7-8 years to say petition for a sibling. Guess what? You wasted 8 years. You could have filed that petition. Nothing's going to happen. You file the petition. It's $535 to file an I-130 petition for the filing fee. And you just got to get it in there, and you got to get it lodged. So same thing with adult children, same thing with married children. Just all the family members that you can petition for and that you have the desire to petition for, and you can under the law, you just should. So don't be the holdup. And when you do actually finally decide to file 8 years later, don't be mad that there's a huge backlog at USCIS or the National Visa Center, because you're the one, you waited. All right, let's take another question.
You want to talk?
They're just like, I'm done with this.
This is not what I tuned
Sorry,
in
guys.
for.
I mean, I might be hungry. That could be it.
All right. Well, I like this one. Pele 1118.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Great soccer player.
Put an application for a T visa in December. How long does it take for them to say yes or no? It's a pretty open-ended question.
Yeah. Basically, it depends on the processing times and where the case went. So you would hopefully use an attorney in helping you with that. But I would ask your attorney what the current processing times are for T and where the case is getting processed. So we don't do T visas regularly. So I don't know if there's one particular service center that a T visa application goes to. But again, just as a refresher for those who have not watched 24 months of live stream where we say this every time, because it's helpful and it kind of empowers you guys too. But to go and look up case processing times is very easy. Number one, just go ahead and Google USCIS case processing times. I mean, I'll do it now. I'll do the exact process that I'm showing you or talking to you about. Google USCIS case processing times. It's going to be the first thing there. You click on USCIS case processing times, USCIS. It's going to be uscis.gov. And you will go to the boxes there that appear. And the first box is form. And you click on whatever form you want. And then the form category. So it could be naturalization. It could be petition. It could be family member. And then you click on the field office where your case is going to be. Click the get processing time, and it will produce the processing times for that particular form and that particular service center or field office. Now, it's not going to be specific to your particular case, but what you do is you look at the time period, that the date that you filed your case, and you use that as the guide. So hopefully that helps, and that you all can take a look at your own case processing time to see how much longer you have on something like a T application or an I-130 petition. Okay. All right.
Right here, we've got some.
Yeah, Sheldon. Hey, Sheldon. He says, "Good afternoon, guys. I just want to let you know that my oath ceremony will be on May 12th, 5 days before my birthday. It will be on the Red Hill Patrick Henry Memorial Estate in Brookneal, Virginia."
That's super cool. Love it.
That's awesome. That's going to be, it's a special ceremony. So that is going to be great. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Speaking of oath ceremonies, I just wanted to give some shout out to Radlin. She was the invited guest speaker at the oath ceremony at the federal courthouse in Norfolk a few weeks ago. And she did a wonderful job as usual. She's spoken many times at oath ceremonies. They like her to come back because she's always a wonderful, inspirational speaker. I was there.
Yeah, I want to give kudos to my husband who had to sit through yet another one of my speeches.
I had a front row seat.
Thanks, honey.
Yep, that's right. I've sworn in so many times now.
The oath swearing ceremony is awesome.
Yeah, it's a wonderful. Congratulations, Sheldon. That's really fantastic.
Yeah,
what a special thing, and that's going to be a really great memory because that's a wonderful venue for it. That's awesome.
Hopefully, you have a good speaker that doesn't talk for too long, because the speaker is the person who is in between you and your certificate of naturalization and actually getting it in your hand. So, in a sense, people are hopefully excited to hear me speak, but they also like, can you hurry up and finish?
So here's a question on TikTok that came in pretty early. Let's get to this real quick. It says, this is interesting. My partner is in Philippines, and I'm planning to do a Utah LGBT online wedding. Can we use that to petition him so he can come here to the United States?
Yeah. So, a wedding like this, and again, you're getting married in Utah, the Utah online wedding. I've heard about this a bunch. Like it comes up in the comments all the time. And with regard to a marriage by proxy like this, it is allowed. You are allowed to do it. Now, the validity of the Utah online portion of it, that I cannot speak to. But proxy marriages are recognized by USCIS, and I'm not giving legal advice, by the way, but proxy marriages are recognized by USCIS, and this is where you actually are not able to be in person and get married in person. But that marriage has to be consummated before filing the petition. So it adds a little bit of a layer there to the process. And again, I cannot speak to the Utah online. I've heard from everyone who writes in that it's legal. I haven't done any independent research of it myself, and John hasn't either. We probably should, right? Maybe talk to a lawyer because it comes up a lot. But you need to consummate that marriage before that petition can be filed. And
yeah, sometimes you got a couple things going on because immigration law is federal law, but marriage, family law is state law, and so it's unique to each state.
Right. But it's a great question, and there is no same-sex marriage in the Philippines, and so you have to kind of think outside of the box. But I would definitely try to make sure that 100% sure that this is going to be a valid marriage that is recognized by USCIS. And the part that I want to add to it, proxy marriages are recognized by USCIS, but it has to be consummated. And sometimes like, well, how do we do that? How do we show that it was actually consummated? You will have to do an affidavit. And I mean, you don't have to get into the gory details. However, you will have to show that, you guys actually met in person, right, to do this. So hopefully that makes sense and was helpful. All right. Let me grab this question here. Resnap says, and sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, if the sponsor wants to cancel the petition because of the family issues, can they withdraw the petition if it is already for interview process? So the answer is yes. The petitioner can withdraw their petition at any point in time prior to, the approval and prior to the interview. So I'm sorry if this is something that you're going through or somebody that's close to your family member, you care enough to ask the question. The only thing that I can say is that we evaluate these cases where the petition is withdrawn for VAWA, which is Violence Against Women's Act, where and it applies also to men. It's not only to women. So if there is abuse in the marriage, then it's something that we evaluate if a petition has been withdrawn to see if there are other ways in which the beneficiary can get the green card without the petition. So if this is something that sounds like you or your family member or friend, please reach out to us. We hate it. We hate to see it when stuff like this happens, but it does happen. And you do need to make sure that your case is evaluated for other forms of remedies and relief in getting the green card if you haven't done that already.
Yeah, we do see it. It's I hate to see it too, because I hate to think of the immigration portion of a relationship being used as leverage or being held over somebody's head.
And it does all the time. I mean, it's
the threats, we hear it all the time. Well, she threatened that if I blah 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 that they'd withdraw the petition, and that's really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, and sometimes things are not what they seem with things like fiancé visa petitions and all kinds of marriage cases, and marriages aren't perfect, but sometimes they're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And don't feel like you have to stay in a really bad abusive marriage because you're afraid. And we see all kinds of things because we've done thousands of cases where somebody comes to the US and they are basically not allowed to do anything, not allowed to have friends, not allowed to get a job, not allowed to leave the home, they have a very limited, only allowed to go to the grocery store with like $15 and make that work for the whole week. I mean, we've seen some really awful things.
Yeah, we opened our law firm 23 years ago, and so we have seen all of it.
Yeah. So anyway, please reach out to us if you think that you would like for us to take a look at your case.
Yeah.
And there could be some other things there.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Hole 478 has a question that can't give legal advice on this show, so we want to make sure that we're talking here hypothetically.
It's the show now.
Yes.
You call it the show. We should put a show on. You're going to call it the show.
You're right. I've never called it a show. That just came out. Should I extend my OPT STEM or should I wait on my pending marriage-based green card? Which is faster? So again, we can't tell you which you should do. What are the considerations here?
I mean, the considerations are processing times and how fast is it going to be, and check your processing times in your field office for the 485 work permit through, an EAD is taking a really long time right now through marriage. So those are the considerations, and it's hard to say. I mean, it's 9 to 12 months to wait for an EAD when you're doing it based on adjustment of status, generally speaking. So that is a big consideration. As John mentioned, we can't say, what's going to be faster, because we don't know the times and we'd have to look it up ourselves. So good luck with that. It's great that you have options. That's awesome. You're in a really good place.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Another question here.
Yes. Ruby says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Great to see you. Ruby says, after getting married to a citizen, can my visa, J1 visa, be changed? Generally speaking, yes. If you're not subject to the residency requirement, J1s are eligible to adjust status. If you are subject to the residency requirements, then depending on what it is, we'd have to get a no objection statement. And anyhow, it creates a bit of a delay. It's not the end of the case, and it's not like we can't begin, but it does cause a delay in actually filing for that green card application when you talk about status change. So generally speaking, yes, reach out to us. We'd be happy to help.
Yeah, the process is very straightforward, Ruby. You call the phone number there, and then you schedule a consultation with one of our attorneys, and then you with Ms. Mendoza here. Then you hire us, and we do it.
There you go.
All right.
It's pretty straightforward. You're right.
It's like 3 steps.
3 steps.
Call, hire, done. Okay. Sorry, it's so warm here that
it's so hot.
I feel like the hot weather is sort of getting. I'm feeling like I'm on summer break.
We're thirsty.
I can see the beach. Okay. So, okay, going back to TikTok here, Sammy. This is a great one. That's one of my name. 3 favorite names.
Yeah, me too.
In the whole world. Sammy wants to know, what is the estimated wait time for the green card interview under the EB2, EB3 categories?
Well, it really depends on your priority date. I mean, that has everything to do with priority date, and hopefully they won't interview you. Generally,
she's added for a Jamaican citizen. If that
okay, EB2, EB3, Jamaican citizen. Should I pull up the visa bulletin? Should I pull up?
Refer to the. Here we go.
You gotta refer to the visa bulletin. The April visa bulletin just came out, so it goes into effect next month, which is just a few days away, right? Slow processing here. I'm looking something up, guys. Bear with me.
Yeah, this is broadcast dead time, which is normally the kiss of death.
Which is what, lunch?
No, just silence. Broadcast dead time
during the show. During the show,
yeah.
Okay. You know what? Listen, Sammy, you have to check out the visa bulletin and to see where you are. Has it already been filed? I mean, there's a lot going on here. For third preference, it's current for final action dates for all countries except for China, India. For second preference, there is retrogression in final action dates, and that is the same for dates for filing.
Yep.
So hopefully that helps.
Visa bulletin, folks.
Visa bulletin. Now, we don't have the cutoff dates. I don't know when you filed your case, but if you're from Jamaica, it's current in final action dates and dates for filing. For April.
All right.
And this is not legal advice. This is me just quickly looking at the visa bulletin.
And what you just mentioned something that would tie to the next question. One Dylan 11 said that they found out that F2A has been retrogressed, and says, what does that mean? Retrogress.
Sorry for the big sigh.
Big sigh.
F2A is a category, and it involves the spouses and unmarried children of lawful permanent residents. Okay, so if you have filed an I-130 petition for your spouse or your unmarried children under the age of 21. Sorry, I forgot to mention under the age of 21. So F2A is only for children, unmarried children under the age of 21 and spouses of lawful permanent residents. If it retrogresses, that means there is a cutoff date. And if it's current and available, that means there is no cutoff date. And what that means is the date that you filed your I-130 petition is your priority date. So if you file your I-130 petition and your priority date is March 21st, 2023, there is retrogression in that category. Your visa is not available yet because you just filed. And if there's retrogression in the category, there's going to be a cutoff date. So it's going to say something like, let me look at the April visa bulletin. So it's going to say something like, final action dates for F2A for cases filed on or before September 8th, 2020. Okay, so that is the cutoff date for F2A category for the April 2023 final action dates visa bulletin. Did you guys get all that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I hope that answered your question.
If none of that made sense, you can just contact our office and schedule.
I'll show it to you. But I mean, I'll show it to you during the consultation. But visa bulletins are super. I don't know. They're hard for me to explain just because
they're confusing.
They are confusing. There are two charts. There's final action dates and dates for filing. Anyway, but that is in a nutshell what retrogression means. It's just that anything that's filed after the cutoff date, a visa is not available. You have to wait. So, which is another reason why we like to tell you to go ahead and file your petitions as soon as possible. All right. Lakeisha, oh my gosh. So congratulations. Lakeisha has her fiance has his interview. Congratulations. That's very exciting. And look, there's a picture of you. The picture. I love that photo. Wink, wink. All right. Just double checking. Yeah, we're almost done. That's great. Lakeisha, you guys should have gotten a comprehensive list of what's required for that visa interview. I would, in addition to that list, I would also have your fiance have everything that you filed on his behalf, the applications, the supporting documents, in addition to the list that you have. And not bad idea to also update with any type of bona fide relationship evidence and documents, right? So if you have seen each other since the filing of the fiancé visa, which you have, right? Then those airline tickets and just more documentation to show that this is a bona fide relationship, that it's ongoing, it's continuing. And one thing, make sure that your fiance brings the affidavit of support and supporting tax documents for that affidavit of support, your most recent tax return. And that is one thing that has to be brought to the interview, and it has to be the original signature on that. So hopefully that helps. And I know you have a checklist of all this. And or you should anyway.
For those of you,
but congratulations and good luck to your fiance.
Absolutely. And for those of you on TikTok, just stick around because I see a TikTok in the future here. What should my fiance bring to his or her visa interview?
Well, I'll take a picture of the checklist and I'll just put it up.
Yeah, this is a TikTok in the making. All right.
Yeah, no, Lakeisha she's on it. She's on it.
All right.
All right. So guys, if you would like more information and just follow us on our social media, follow us on TikTok, we would love that. And you can also join our Facebook immigration group. And Rhea, who's here, hi Rhea, will put that link up for you to join that.
Rhea is awesome. One of the several superstars that we have at Gardner and Mendoza, working with us as part of our team.
On a Friday. TGIF.
So here's a question here, and I love this name, Meredith, not Heather. There's got to be a story there, but Meredith, not Heather, wants to know if someone uses a parent as a qualified relative in a fraud waiver, will USCIS interview the parent?
I mean, if someone uses a parent as a qualifying family member, extreme hardship to parent, I haven't seen that before. That doesn't mean it can't happen, but I have not seen that. Hopefully that helps.
Hopefully that helps.
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it, Meredith, not ever. Heather.
Okay, Abigail has a question here. Let me make sure that I not miss any questions. I'm glad that you guys are asking some questions. I was a little nervous at first because it is Friday.
Yeah.
It is Friday afternoon. It is lunchtime.
We have been out.
And we did do a big change from 2 years of Wednesday nights to Friday. And we never even told anybody we were changing it. We just did it one day. Like we didn't go to our Wednesday night crew and say, hey guys, we're going to be in 1 month, we're going to be switching over to Friday.
I do feel bad for the hundreds of thousands of people that are just every Wednesday night just sitting there confused about where we are.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, let's see here. Abigail says, hello, Paul. I am a Filipino citizen. I want my husband to divorce me. He is a U.S. citizen. I do not know what to do. Okay. So I don't know what this question is all about, Abigail, but I will try to read between the lines. Okay. Maybe Abigail is in the Philippines. There is no divorce in the Philippines. She wants her U.S. citizen spouse, who presumably is in the United States, to divorce her, maybe so she can get remarried to someone else, right? So that's me reading between the lines. I could be completely off base. It really depends on where this is really more delving into family law, Abigail. And as John mentioned earlier, family law is different in every state. Immigration law is the same. It's federal. It's the same for all 50 states because it's federal law. But family law is different in every single state. So I would first, I feel like maybe the very first step is to contact a family law attorney in the state where your husband lives. But I think that would be a good start as to how maybe you can initiate the divorce. I mean, it doesn't sound like you may or may not be a resident of that state. If my reading between the lines is correct, then you're not a resident of that state. And so that begs the question, can you get a divorce still if you're not a resident of the state? So again, you are going to have to do some legwork here. You seem to be stuck. And I think that I would first go to a family attorney in the state where your husband is living and start there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good luck. I'm sorry you're in this situation. And it can be really frustrating not to know where to start because maybe you don't live in the country and you don't have residency anywhere or standing to file a divorce. So those are some of the issues I'm sure that you're running into. But if you haven't already, start there. All right. Good luck.
Good luck, Abigail. There's a question over here. Can a citizen husband petition for his mother-in-law? Boy, there are a lot of jokes that could come there, but you can skip those.
He's not asking that question. Okay. Well, I didn't skip the joke.
You didn't skip the joke.
I didn't skip the joke. Sorry.
We're playing on gross stereotypes.
Gross stereotypes. All right. No. Cannot. Yep.
All right. So citizen husband, bless his heart, wants to petition for his mother-in-law, but can't do it.
Can't do it.
All right.
All right.
Charlie here says, hello, attorney. I'm an absolute big fan. I love your videos. Cool.
Awesome.
And then has a question.
Be happy to answer. A big fan. Mm-hmm. Come on. Preference to big fans, you know?
Charlie has read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. He leads with a compliment and then follows with a question.
Yeah. Everybody should read that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's really interesting.
Charlie says, Aunt's family-based petition was denied. Her I-485 for not having a completed I-864.
Okay, that's an easy fix.
What can she do?
She can file a potentially, again, this is not legal advice, Charlie, but she could, depending on why, if that was the only reason it was denied, she could do a motion to reopen and file an affidavit of support. she could refile the I-45 with the affidavit of support and properly file it. Depending on how long ago it was, I think that I would, if it's possible to do a motion to reopen, that's what I would prefer to do, just because we don't want to wait another 25 months for a green card application to be adjudicated. So it's not dead in the water.
Right. So there are things you can do, Charlie. That's a lot of information that came at you quickly. And just so everyone knows, these live streams are posted on our Facebook page. So you can go back and you can listen to them at your leisure. We're minute 40 right now, roughly, Charlie, if you want to watch it later and slow-mo through that to get the information written down. And again, a reminder that what we do here is not legal advice. It is for educational, informational, and I'm going to add, and entertainment purposes only.
Entertainment.
Yep. Educational.
Well, I feel like if you say entertainment, we should be entertaining.
Well, I think we are.
Guys, in the comments, are we entertaining? Yes or no? We're gonna be like, no, you're not entertaining. Click.
Yeah, the comments going to be like,
it's going to be brutal.
Attorney Mendoza, how can we just get you? How can we get him off of the live stream?
We need John. No, we definitely need him. Remember that one time you weren't here?
Yeah.
It was major struggle bus. Okay. All right. Really quick for Charlie, if you want to get in touch with our office, you can give us a call at 757-464-9224. The lines are open. People are actually there to answer your when we did it from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. people were not there. But if you call our office right now, our team will answer and you will be able to talk to somebody. So
yeah, I'm glad you joined us, Charlie, because you have a pressing question here, and hopefully you feel encouraged now that there are some options for you.
That's right. Okay. There are only 30 days to do a motion to reopen.
But reach out to us.
33 days if mailed.
Help you with that. Okay.
All right. Let's see here. This is an interesting question here. Good one. Wait, I missed this one. Hold on. Yep. Vilma. I'm not sure if I know. Okay. Hello, ma'am and sir. Good day. Good day to you too, Vilma. Does a job order from an employer can be the reason to expedite an EAD? So maybe you're talking about a job offer. Yeah, you could use that. It could be extreme financial hardship. If you got a job offer but you couldn't take the job because you don't have your EAD yet, it does not hurt to try to get that thing expedited. First call and then upload your supporting documents. Okay, so I would put the job offer with that, the amount of money that you're going to be making, the amount of money that you're going to be losing, the opportunity lost, all that, and just pile it on. Hopefully that helps, Vilma. All right.
And Abigail there said, thank you, ma'am, for answering my questions. Salamat po.
You are
You're
very welcome. All right, should we grab one over?
Sure. Jay wants to know, it says, I need proof of joint bills, but as a non-immigrant, I can't apply for a lot. Is there anything I can do? Any advice you can give Jay?
So recommendation is to, maybe think outside the box a little bit. Do you have gym memberships where you don't need a social security number to join the gym? In some cities, you can actually be put on a utility bill, a joint lease. If you have stepchildren or children, then and you're picking up and you're one of the people that is in charge or in case of emergency, then print out you as in case of emergency. If your spouse has a job and when you guys got married, she updated her, I'm sorry, I'm getting dark now. If they updated their HR documentation and put you down as the spouse, then that would be a good thing to print out as well. And so really you're just going to have to think outside of the box. If you guys are getting ready to buy make a big purchase, say you're buying a bed, beds are expensive now. They're like $3,000, $2,000. Make sure that both of you are put on that receipt and your address. So those types of things where you really You don't need a social security number.
Maybe if you have some insurance and you need to list a beneficiary, listing that person as the beneficiary on your life insurance, things like that.
Right. Your 401k. As you can list a beneficiary on that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. The 401k beneficiary. That's a great point. So it does not all have to be the documents that are typical that you think, oh yeah, I need bills, I need this, I need that. I mean, you could join the cell phone bill. You maybe adopted a pet together and both names on that. Maybe you take your pet to the vet and your name is on that too. So these are just out of the box recommendations. Good luck.
Hope that
you
helps.
Got this.
And I see this is cool. Vilma said, thank you for answering my question. Big help. By the way, I'm watching from New York. Cool.
Awesome.
Wonder what part of New York. We've spent
we love New York, New York City.
A lot of time in that part of the country.
Yeah, we went to school at Seton Hall in Newark, New Jersey. So we were always taking the New Jersey Transit or the PATH train to the city.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Mean, we hung out a lot in downtown Newark as well because
we didn't. We hung out in the Ironbound section of New York.
That was the see, that was the entertainment. I said this for entertainment.
No one wants to say whether we're entertaining or not. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you answer that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You have one
okay.
there?
Yeah. Otet.
Get this one.
Yep. Otet says the K1 got naturalized. K2 did not. Can the minor K2 apply for a U.S. passport? Okay, wait. We'll go to this question. K1 got naturalized. K2 did not adjust status. What to do? So this is a really great question. It's definitely going to take delving into the law regarding K1's adjustment of status. Generally speaking, if you get married to your fiance and within that 90-day period and you file for the green card application and you eventually get your green card through the spouse, that's great. It's all nice and clean and tidy. And then your derivative beneficiary also does that as well. Now here we have a situation where the primary sounds like adjusted status and became a naturalized citizen, but the derivative beneficiary did not adjust status and did not go through the process as the primary. So there's a lot of law. There's law here that says, is it too late? You got to adjust the status, and that's the question here for Otet: is can we still adjust that K2's status? I think the gist of this question is, can the K2 derive citizenship from K1, even though K2 did not adjust status? Right? That's the gist of the question. And I'm going to say, and this is not legal advice, most likely not. There's going to have to be that adjustment of status first.
But would have to definitely.
But to definitively get my answer, you'll have to call and become a client of ours.
That's right. And when you do call and become a client of ours, we can ask you some questions like
what happened,
what all those handbags are in that photo there, what that's all about.
Are you selling the handbags? I'm not a handbag person.
Or is that your private collection on display?
I'm more of like a leather jacket kind of person, but
yeah, there's several very nice handbags there. Okay.
Yeah, no, but we would get more into the details, Otet, about what happened and what the situation was. Is it too late to adjust through the petitioner? If it is, what are the different options for that? All right.
All right. That girl, Jace, wants to know, how long should I wait for a decision after submitting an RFE? USCIS notified me. No interview. Thanks.
What now?
How long should I wait for a decision after submitting an RFE?
Okay. Yeah.
USCIS notified me. No interview. Thanks.
This is a really good question. I mean, It really depends on where the office and how productive they are. It just depends on so many factors of how long it's going to take them to process your request for evidence. I can't tell you. I mean, 60, 90, 180 days, a year, 2 years. These are all options of how long it can take depending on so many different factors. We typically are seeing a response back for normal processing within 90 to 120 days or so. I would say anywhere from 60 to 120 days, but we've also had people call us to sue USCIS and say, I submitted this RFE 2 years ago. I need help. And so hopefully that is not the case for you. And if it is, then there's something happened, not necessarily bad, but I mean bad in the sense that they're not approving the case, but it could have just gotten off the tracks.
Right.
Yep. All right.
Okay, we have some more questions here. Sort of in similar vein, some of these I submitted my documents to NVC. It's been 2 months. No reply from them. What can I do?
2 months. So you can really expect NVC to take about 12 to 14 weeks to process everything that you've submitted. So 2 months is 8 weeks. You have a few more months to wait on that. And just heads up, and you guys probably already know this, there is still a massive backlog at U.S. embassies worldwide for interviews. And there's about 400,000 people who are documentarily qualified at the National Visa Center who are still waiting for an interview. So even once NVC says, hey, yep, you're DQ'd, we've got everything that we need, we're just going to wait on an interview, that can also take an additional 8, 9, 10 months, year plus. So hold on, guys, try to be patient. And make sure you communicate regularly with your family member who is waiting back home, especially if it is your spouse. Because sometimes your spouse thinks that it's you that is holding up the case. So you need to go and make sure that they know that it is not you. There is a National Visa Center backlog. There is a USCIS backlog. There is an interview backlog. And save your marriage with a little bit of communication, because we are seeing trouble in marriages because of lack of communications, and people are coming to us, and even spouses abroad are coming to us for an opinion about whether this is normal. And the spouse in the United States does not know that this person is contacting us. So please make sure, this is our $1 million tip, and you can take this as advice. It's marriage advice, because John and I are married.
That's right. It's marriage advice.
It's marriage advice. Please communicate with your spouse back home who is waiting, who's been waiting 2 years, 3 years, that it could be longer and it's not your fault.
Right. Communication is key. The other key to a successful marriage is separate bathrooms. That's what we tell everyone.
Even if you have to get an outhouse, guys, it's totally worth it.
Okay. By the way, the bags, she was working for a boutique as a seller.
Not her bag. Okay. So I'm going to throw Otette's question back up. She says, the K2 did not adjust status due to financial problems. I didn't have work back then and can only process mine. Yeah, I would, hopefully you're in a better financial situation to process your K2, your derivative beneficiary, your child. All right, let's see here.
Quick one over here on TikTok before you get into that one there. Somebody here wants to know what happens next when your case has been sent by NVC to an embassy overseas. Do you know what the next step is?
What was the question?
What happens next after your case is sent by NVC to an embassy overseas?
Yeah, you will be scheduled for an interview and medical.
All right. You'll be interviewed for
Yeah, the visa. It's exciting. It's great.
Good.
It's fantastic.
Awesome. All right.
Congrats. Okay, Nina has a big long question asking for opinion and advice. So I will start off, Nina, by saying I will put your question up, but I'll read your question, but we cannot give legal advice. So, but we'll talk about the question. All right. I'm a U.S. citizen who submitted an I-130 for my mom who resided outside of the United States. While waiting on the I-130, I got pregnant and needed her help with times when baby arrives. Congratulations. She received her B1, B2 visa and has planned her flight to the United States to stay just 4 months. But then the I-130 form got approved just 4 days before her flight to the United States. Non-refundable ticket were purchased in advance, so my mother entered the United States. Now she is in the United States with the application okay. So Nina, first off, congratulations on the new baby. That is very exciting. And secondly, I invite you to give her office a call so we can consult with you on this. The main issue here, and probably the question that you might have is, hey, my mom's here. Can we do adjustment of status because she's here now? That depends on it depends on some factors here. And I don't want to get too much into those factors. It's 1 o'clock. I actually have a 1 o'clock appointment, which I'm going to be late to, 1 minute late to. But again, I welcome you to contact us so we can help you through this situation and make sure that whatever you decide, it does not jeopardize your mom's future ability to immigrate to the United States, to get a lawful permanent residency. So thank you for that question. It's great. And we see it all the time. It's very, very common.
All right. You've got an appointment. So we got to
skedaddle.
As our old friend Mel from law school used to say, we got to skedaddle out of here.
It's been an awesome Friday. Great questions.
Yep,
I was a little worried that there were no questions coming, but thank you guys for the love, TikTok. Really, really appreciate that. And follow us on social media, TikToks, Facebook, and we are on Instagram as well.
And for those of you who did not get to your questions, we will be here next Friday, 12 o'clock. So join us early and get your questions in first, and we will definitely get to them.
All right? I like Fridays. We're like all bright. It looks like we have a suntan.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Bye, guys. 2 thumbs up. Thank you so much.
2 thumbs up.
See you next Friday. Calendar it.
All right.
We'll be here. Bye-bye.